It's true. I sprayed him.
Well, Henry, you should have got out of the way when Peter was watering the flowers.
Hey everyone, I'm still working on my review for the Barney movie, but in the meantime, I figured now would be the perfect time to look over one of the most requested cartoons on my channel, Horrid Henry. But before we get to that, make sure to subscribe. If we can hit 50,000 subscribers by New Year's, I will finally review the CG abomination that is Arthur's missing pal. So hit that subscribe button and let's delve right in. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe and help get this video to 4,000 likes. It's supper time and Henry is lapping up his soup like a goddamn dog. His parents tell him to knock it off and then perfect Peter opens his mouth.
I'm eating my soup properly.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Henry's soup straw magically changes colors right before he projectile sneezes all over his brother's smug face. Peter tries to get his parents' attention when Henry assaults his hair with a piece of bread. Shut up, that did not hurt. Henry's parents go to the kitchen to get 3 whole bowls of greens, giving the petty prankster ample time to molest the turkey. The family finally sits down to dinner when it's revealed Henry put a hydrogen bomb in the turkey. Henry runs off before his mom can put him down, Old Yeller style. Peter whines that it doesn't matter how perfect he is. His parents always pay attention to Henry. Peter is such a little attention whore that he decides to act like Henry so his parents will notice him. Peter commits to being horrid right before he deep-throats the camera. The next day, Henry's mom reveals Great Aunt Greta is coming over for tea. Henry hates Greta because she thinks he's a girl. I wonder what gave her that idea. Peter is grappling with his rabbit fetish when he's confronted by his inner demon, aka his true self. Peter's shoulder angel tells him to stay pure when the shoulder demon snuffs him out of existence. Peter leans into his bad self and refuses to make his bed or fold his pajamas.
That's really horrid.
That's what you consider horrid? I don't make my bed and I'm a grown-ass man. Peter is such a goody two-shoes, his mum assumes he tossed his sheets for laundry day. Peter next tries to mess up the laundry basket like a cheeky little bastard, when Henry shows him how to do it right. Peter's dad is in the garden taking out his anger on the weeds when he spots Henry collecting slugs for God knows what reason. Peter keeps up his wicked streak by grabbing the hose and absolutely soaking his brother from head to toe. Their father comes back and instantly assumes Henry's to blame. Peter tries to take credit, but that only makes things worse.
Well, Henry, you should have got out of the way when Peter was watering the flowers.
Fuck you! Henry threatens to kick his brother's ass while Peter lets out the most skin-crawling laugh I've ever heard. Ugh. Their mum proves to be no better as she yells at Henry to take a bath. Peter's dad tells him to get rid of the bucket of slugs. What could possibly go wrong? Peter gripes how all of his pranks have been absolute weak sauce. His mum tells him to put out a box of chocolates, and that's when Peter gets a wonderfully disgusting idea. He swaps out the chocolates for the bucket of slugs. Not gonna lie, the first time I watched this scene, I thought he actually ate one of the slugs. I was like, damn, Perfect Peter is hardcore. Henry sulks in the tub as he plots his revenge against Peter.
When I'm king, no one will be allowed to be more horrid than me.
Looks like King Charles' childhood diary worked its way into the script. Henry beats up his bath bubbles while Peter steals his towel. Great Aunt Greta arrives and Peter tricks her into stepping in shit. Where did he get a shovel full of shit? Peter, did you shit on a shovel? Henry's mom tells him not to eat Greta's chocolates, and the boy nearly goes into a frenzy. Chocolate! Henry discovers Peter's putrid prank and admits he's actually impressed. He rightfully assumes he'll get the blame and gets rid of the slugs by dumping them down the front of his pants. And if I had a nickel for every 10-year-old boy who shoved slimy invertebrates down the front of their pants, I'd have 3 nickels. Meanwhile, Peter tries to offend Great Aunt Greta, but not before he kisses her on the mouth. What the f*** is wrong with you? Henry tries to stay calm while the slugs slowly devour him from the inside. Peter's pitiful prank peters out when he finds all the slugs are gone. His mum assumes Henry ate all the chocolates. Henry tries to make a run for it when his mum throws him into the air, which launches all the slugs out of his pants and directly onto Greta's face. Greta forgets she's nearly 100 years old and runs out the door faster than Usain Bolt. Henry's mum grounds him for the rest of his life, and the frizzy-haired freak is weirdly giddy to accept the blame. Peter tries to take credit for the slimy surprise, only to get coldly reminded not to f*** with the main character.
I'm the horrid one in this house, and don't you forget it.
Yeah, if you're so desperate for attention, go get your own show. Oh god, please don't tell me they gave Perfect Peter his own show. Peter congratulates himself for being a good boy, as even his shoulder angel turns out to be an asshole. Peter promises to be a perpetual perfect prick. Hooray! He cleans up the tea set when Henry causes him to trip and smash the dishes. Ironically, Peter finally gets the attention he wanted by getting in trouble, and starts crying that it's not fair. What a bitch. Let's review. Peter was so desperate to be noticed that he was willing to do anything to get his parents' attention. Peter assumed the only way to do that was by being as horrid as possible, and he ended up being proven right. He spent the whole day pulling very mild pranks on his family, which ended up backfiring horribly. He only managed to get his brother in trouble and traumatize his great aunt for the rest of her life, which probably isn't that long to be honest. He eventually decided to go back to being a wormy little suck-up, but still ended up getting in trouble, which is exactly what he wanted in the first place. Though we can't pretend Peter was the only horrid character in this episode. Henry nearly destroyed his house every chance he got and happily took credit for pranks that weren't even his idea, because he knows the only way he can get his parents to notice him is when they're mad at him. Henry's parents spent the entire episode yelling at their son over his desperate cries for attention, and blamed him for everything that went wrong. They've apparently defaulted to labeling him as the bad child, as they instinctively punished him at every turn, even when it wasn't his fault. So, F you Horrid Henry for being an absolute menace and purposefully trying to get in as much trouble as possible. F you Henry's parents for rewarding your child's bad behavior with attention, and for falsely blaming Henry for Great Aunt Greta's misfortune. And of course, for being an attention whore and a petty prankster, F you Perfect Peter. Henry is trying to watch TV while his brother Peter stands directly in front of the screen. Turns out Peter is vacuuming the house, but that's supposed to be Henry's chore. Peter explains their mother is having company and wanted the floors to actually look clean. Okay, bitch. Henry ignores the goody two-shoes twit when his mum tries to micromanage his entire existence. Wait, that's their mother? You're telling me someone fucked this woman more than once? Mummy reveals her boss is coming over to talk about giving her a promotion. Can they not discuss that at work? I know this is a popular sitcom trope, but do you actually know anyone who has ever invited their boss to their house to talk about work? Turns out Mum forgot she invited cousin Polly and her baby Vera over for coffee. Why is she giving the baby coffee? Henry's mum yells at him to turn off the TV and tells him to be polite for once in his life. I could ask her to do the same. Vera goes to greet Polly and Vera, whom he calls Prissy Polly and Vomiting Vera. Why does he call her Vomiting Vera? What the f*** is this cartoon? Baby Vera vomits directly on Henry, and the poor boy resists the urge to wash his face with acid.
What's that smell?
Are you f***ing blind? Turns out Peter was referring to Vera's diaper, and gets his nose right up in her ass to confirm his suspicions.
I think she's got a smelly nappy.
Yeah, that word has a completely different meaning here in the States, so I'm gonna keep calling it a diaper. Just then, Mum's boss arrives, and the maladjusted mother nearly has a panic attack. Instead of sending Polly to the upstairs bathroom with Vera, which would make sense, she instead tells the 10-year-old to wash the baby and change her diaper. And honestly, I'm not sure who's the bigger fool here. Henry's mum for making him an unwitting babysitter, or Polly for trusting her infant with a child who refers to himself as horrid. Henry takes Vera up to the bathroom and somehow avoids dropping her down the stairs. Seriously, what the hell is Polly feeding this baby? Henry does his best to clean up the copious amounts of vomit when his brother comes in to drop off Vera's changing bag. Peter says their mom asked him to play the cello for her boss, while Henry has to stay upstairs and keep Vera quiet. Otherwise, he'll be grounded for life.
Aren't you going to say thank you?
You better shut up before your face winds up on a milk carton. Vera ends up escaping during Peter's prattling, but leaves a convenient trail of pea green puke leading directly to Henry's room, where the barfy baby gets her hands on Henry's favorite toy. Is the baby possessed? Linda Blair vomits less than this demon child. Henry finally gets all the vomit cleaned up. Vera is all out of puke, but still manages to shit her shorts. At this rate, Vera is gonna poop and puke herself out of existence. Henry tries to change her diaper when Vera makes a run for it. A crawl for it. She nearly falls down the stairs when Henry swoops in and saves her stanky ass at the last second. Polly tells Henry to stay upstairs since his mother is about to get promoted to the head of the up-your-own-ass department. Henry tries to keep Vera distracted when his neighbors start blasting some new preteen pop-punk bullshit. He tells them to keep it down, only to get roasted by faux Frankie Foster and Katie Collagen.
I've got things to do up here. What kind of things? Girl things?
I don't think that's the insult you think it is. Henry goes back to sulking when he suddenly gets an idea. Ugh, don't scare me like that. He tries to trick the girls into teaching him how to change a diaper, because obviously every female, regardless of age or intelligence, is an expert at all things maternal.
I've changed more nappies than you've had hot meals, Henry.
Considering Henry's parents, that's probably true. Turns out Bizarro Phineas Flynn is full of even more crap than Vera. Luckily, her lemon-faced friend actually knows how to change a diaper. The girls walk him through step by step, as we're thankfully spared the visual of Henry wiping a baby's ass. He manages to get the diaper on when Vera proceeds to fling human shit all over Henry's room. She then flings the diaper out the window and directly onto the ghastly girls. At least there's a sliver of justice in this world. Henry's mom finally gets the promotion when the girls throw the diaper back through the window, where where it lands on Henry's head. Henry is about to boil wash his scalp when Peter calls him
Smelly nappy, baby.
Really? You're gonna make fun of his hair? Your hair looks like a bowl of cottage cheese went sour. Your hair looks like Richard Pryor's after he set it on fire. Your head looks like someone pissed in a cotton candy machine. Peter continues to laugh at his brother when Vera finally uses her putrid powers to do something good. Let's review. Henry was forced to change baby Vera after his mom and cousin forced him to. The barfy baby proceeded to throw her poop and puke all over Henry and his room, which he'll now have to wash with a flamethrower. He was constantly mocked by his brother, who bragged endlessly about being the favorite child. He tried to get help from his nosy neighbors, only to wind up with a diaper to the face. And even after he changed the baby all by himself, his brother still had the nerve to make fun of his misfortune. So, F you Henry's mum for not having your shit together and prioritizing your job over your children. F you Prissy Polly for foisting your typhoid-ridden toddler onto a 10-year-old. F you Moody Margaret and Sour Susan for teasing Henry and throwing a diaper on his head. F you Vomiting Vera for flinging your bodily fluids all over Henry. And of course, for sucking up to his mom and teasing his older brother, F you Perfect Peter.
Wait! Is there a cartoon you want me to talk about? Patrons who join my $10 tier can pick which shows I cover on It's Just a Cartoon. There's a limited number of slots available, so sign up now.